Hello, this is Will from Will to Trade, and you can find me at willtotrade.com. I wanted to go over stock ticker CLRB. CLRB. Today is Wednesday, the middle of the week, May 25th. Currently on the screen, we have the full one-year chart for CLRB. This is a daily one-year chart, and for the year, it doesn't look too good. You see highs here of 38.89. And then you see it went all the way down to about $1 or so. So for the 1 year, not looking too good. But let's zoom in. We're going to zoom in the last couple days or so for CLRB. And you can see there's been a lot of activity. This is a pretty huge green day on Friday for CLRB, which some of our members were able to capitalize on. And I think a lot of traders in general were trading this like crazy, obviously, on Friday. It had a little bit of a continuation move on Monday, which we also looked at. And then Tuesday, ultimately a red day, and today, ultimately a red day. So I'm not really going to talk too much about Friday or Monday because those days have already kind of passed. I did want to talk a little bit about today. I have some lines here, some support, resistance, buying, selling lines, and I'm going to go over those by zooming into a 1 minute view. So here we are at the 1 minute view for CLRB. And what we do in our room is we talk about stocks that are moving up in the morning. You know, we meet 9 a.m. Eastern time. I think like most traders, you know, we want to see what's in play during the morning, what's gapping up, what's gapping down, what stocks have some big news on them. So it closed yesterday around 3:10, 3:15, somewhere in that neighborhood. Very spotty little activity yesterday after hours. Kind of fell a little bit this morning, but then you see these big green candles here. Again, these are in the 1 minutes. This here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. This here is 6 a.m. West Coast time. I'm personally on the West Coast, so 6 a.m. is your 9 a.m. East Coast time. That's when I log in, and that's when I start to see the activity. So, you know, I alerted in the room at about $3.55. You know, jump into CLRB. But really what you have here in these two lines becomes a channel or a range, you know, whatever you want to call it, where really buying anywhere in this area is a smart idea. You know, it could be anywhere from 355 all the way to 360. And if you understand that idea and you say, okay, well, I'll buy anywhere in that channel there, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, at least 10 minutes worth of opportunity where the stock is kind of hovering in that channel, staying in that channel, and you can have a nice buying opportunity. You know, when you buy pre-market, obviously you're taking a risk. There's a lot less liquidity. There's a lot less activity. You really don't know what's going to happen when the market opens. Stocks obviously could plummet when the market opens, or stocks could squeeze up much higher and have gains. They could squeeze up higher and then fall, or they could squeeze and run for a little bit, or squeeze and run and run and run. Again, you never know. So you have to be careful when you buy pre-market, and you have to be really ready to sell and ready with a plan. So if we kind of pull over here on the right side of the screen, I'll go over this line here in a minute, but these dotted blue lines kind of show the selling range. Initially, I had alerted to the room to sell to the 4 to 440 range. And this top dotted blue line is 4, and this is 195. It did hit 4 and a little bit above, I think about 405, but it obviously did not get as high as 440. So basically, really simply, this is the range or channel here where buying is really a really great idea, and then up here 395 to 4 is a really great idea to sell. Once the opportunity at the $4 point to sell, that's it. You really only have one opportunity, because if you look at the rest of the day, it's very spotty, obviously, on the 1 minute view, but it just pretty much falls. It pretty much falls the rest of the day. So you got to be really quick. You got to be quick. You have to have a plan. You have to know what you're doing. And if we really zoom in the first, there we go, on the first 3 minute candles, it's pretty almost scary, because the first candle falls really sharply. It's obviously red. It's it's a hammer, and this is not what you want to see. But you still could say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna buy right around there, and that's 385. This would be a super quick trade, kind of challenging, kind of tricky, but if you set your order up ahead of time, you know, buy stop 385, sell limit $4, okay, you could make it 1-2 minutes. That trade would get you about 3.8%. That's a decent little what have you scalp first thing in the morning. But if you had a little more patience and you bought pre-market here, 355, 360 range, and then put your sell limit $4 up here, now you're talking about 11%, 10 or 11% gain, which is really solid. You know, that's a really nice return to have literally within 3 minutes of the market opening. So there's not much else to really talk about with CLRB. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you love the video, go ahead and hit subscribe. If you're interested in our room, just go to will2trade.com. Thank you all so much. Have a great day.